Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So today we are going to start the first chapter of statistics, that is index number. Before starting this chapter, I would like to tell you about the weightage of this chapter. Okay, in board we have weightage of 12 marks and 12 marks will be without any option. With option, the weightage will be for 16 marks. So you have to prepare this chapter very nicely because one question for 5 marks will be compulsory coming from this chapter. Okay, so this chapter from the exam point of view, again it is very important. And section F, which is 5 marks, one question for sure will be coming from this chapter. Is it clear? Okay, we'll start with the chapter. The chapter name is?
Index number.
Yeah, index number. So what is index number? What we are going to study in index number? What all things will be included in this chapter? I'm going through that. The first thing, index number, what we will learn is the change in the price. Whatever the price of rice, it can be the price of wheat, all those items, the change in the price, we will learn about the change in the price. Okay, so index number is basically about change in price. Price of what? Price of anything. It can be wheat, it can be rice, it can be maize, jowar, whatever it can be. Okay, suppose we take an example of rice. Suppose the price of rice was 50 rupees in the year 2010. Per kg price was rupees 50 in the year 2010. By the year 2015, the price have rose to 59 rupees, suppose. Okay, by the year 2015, in the span of how many years? In the span of 5 years, the price have increased from 50 rupees to 59 rupees, right? So in index number, we are going to study this only, the rise in price, and we will calculate this rise in price in the terms of percentage. So index number is basically the change in the price. Okay, what is index number? It is the change in the price of any item of the current year compared with that of the base year. Okay, so the definition of index number, it will come from 1 mark, so you have to make this definition clear. Index number is the percentage change in the value of any item of the current year compared with that of the base year. Okay, value of an item of the current year compared with that of the base year. We denote index number by I. How do we denote index number? We denote index number by I. We are comparing the prices. So prices of what? The prices of the current year compared with that of the base year. Can you see the prices? The prices of wheat. This is the year 2015 and it is compared with 2016. So what do you think? 2015 is the current year or the base year?
Base year.
It is the base year, right? And 2016 is?
Current year.
Current year. The new year is the current year. So this is the current year and this is the base year. Price. For price we denote by P. So if the price of the base year, will denote it by P0. Can you see? P0 is written over here. Price of the base year will be denoted by P0 and price of the current year will be denoted by
P1.
Very good. Price of the current year will be denoted by P1. Now, in index number, what did I say? We are comparing the price of the current year with that of the base year. So you can understand the formula also, and we are finding the percentage change. So we have to multiply it with what? Very good. So here, can you see P1 by P0? It is the price relative. Price relative money, we are finding the change. And we are multiplying it with what? 100. Because in index number, what do? We find the percentage change. That is why P1 by P0 into 100. What is the formula of index number? P1 by P0 into 100. We are taking some base year with which we are comparing the current year and we are finding the percentage change. Is it clear to everyone? What we are going to do in index number? We are going to find the percentage change. Is it clear? It can be of any item. Now can you see there are more than one item? Okay, when there is only single item, simply what do? We do P1 by P0 into 100 when there is only one item. But when there are more than one item, a family spends only on rice or what? No, there are so many expenditure of a family, right? So when there are more than one item, we don't find only index number. We find general index number, and for general index number, we just divide the definition of index number by n. Whatever items we have, 5 items divided by 5. If we have 6 items, you have to divide it by 6. So whenever we have more than one item, what do? We just divide it by n, and n is what? Number of items. If there are 5 items, divided by 5. If we have 6, we have to divide it by 6. This is clear to everyone? Yes, shall we move further? So this is the definition. We already know the definition. It is P1 by P0 into 100, and this is general index number. So it is P1 by P0 into 100 divided by, very good, divided by n. So now the selection of base year. You everyone are clear that we have to divide the number by some number of the base year. So what is this base year? As we saw 2 examples of rice and wheat, there was a year 2014 and 2016. 14 was the base year, right? The base year we have to select. How do we select this base year? So it might be given in the question, selection of base year. This selection of base year can be through fixed base method, or this selection can be through chain based method. The selection can be 2 ways, fixed base method and chain based method. So now the word itself, fixed base method, what does it specify? Fixed base method means the base shall be fixed. Will the base change? No, the base will not change. The base will remain the same. The definition of fixed base is the base will not change. The base will remain the same. That's why the formula for index number using the fixed base method is value of variable of the current year divided by value of variable of the here it is written base year. Why it is written base year? Because the base year is fixed. If it is given 2014 is to be taken as base year, you do not have to change. You have to take always, you have to divide it by the year 2014 only. Is it clear? So the base year in this method will remain the same. Okay, very good. So we'll move further. We'll see one illustration. In this illustration, what it is given? It is given taking the year 2005 as the base year. Can you see? So what is the price of 2005? Price of 2005? Yes, it is 1650. So this is 2005 and it is 1650. When it is given, the base year is fixed. So every year you have to divide by 1650. Can you see? Every year it is divided by 1650, 1650, 165, 1650, 1650, 1650. The word itself, fixed base method, and it was clearly mentioned 2005 as the base year, and we have divided every year by 1650. Is it clear to everyone? Fixed base method is clear to everyone? Yes. Shall we move further towards the chain based method? Yeah. Moving towards an example of fixed base only, where it is given, you have to take the average of 3 years as the fixed base. Can you do this? What happens is, here it is given in the question, you have to take 2009, 10 and 11, the average of it as the fixed base. So, we'll see first the prices of the 3 years. What are the prices? Just tell me the prices first. 2009, the price is 196. 2010, the price is 202. And for 2011, the price is 214. And we have to take the average. It is clearly given in the question. You have to take the average. So what we will do? We will add 3 of them and we will divide it by 3 only. Why not 2? Because there are 3 years which are included. If it was given, you have to take the year 2012 and 13 as the base year. What you would have done? But what? Which number? 229 plus 216. These are the 2 figures of 12 and 13. If it was given 12 and 13, so you would have taken 229 plus 216 divided by 2. But in this sum, it was asked about 2009, 10 and 11. So we took the figure 186 plus 196 plus 202, and it will be divided by 3. Now you got this digit, right? 204. Now what you will do? What is the next step? Now every year you will divide by 204. Now 204 became your base year. Now every year you have to divide it by 204. Every year. Starting from the first year 2008, we divide by 204, again 204, 204, 204, 204. Why 204? Because we are using which method? Fixed base method, and in fixed base method the base remains the same. The base will not change at all. It will remain the same. So it is remaining same every year. Is it clear to everyone? We learned in fixed base method 2 ways. One, it was like we have given one single year and we have to take it as base year. In the other example, we have to take the average. There were 3 years given as average. With what we did, we already plussed all the 3 and then we divided by 3. So that became the fixed base. Okay, so this was our base year for this sum, and this we divided every time. So this is what is fixed base. Fixed base is clear to everyone? The base remains the same. It is not going to change anyway. Okay, moving further. Will base change in chain base? Base will change in chain base? Yes, of course. If it was same in the fixed base method, in change base method, the base will change. Okay, so the base will change. Now what happens is, in chain base method, see, different prices are given for January, March, May, June, September, whatever it is. We have prices 22, 21.20, 22, 23. Now for 2000, for March, what you will take the base year for 2000 for March? For March, you will take January as the base. For May, you will take March as the base. For July, you will take May as a base. For September, you will take July as the base. For November, you will take September as the base. Can you see a chain is going to form over here? Yes, that's why it is called the chain base method. So simple, right? What do you have to take? You have to take the previous year as the base year. That's why the formula is also like value of variable of the current year divided by value of variable of the preceding year into 100. Why preceding year? Yes, the year which is above it. Okay, upar wala in your language. So it is above it, that is why it is called the preceding year. Now value of variable of the current year will be divided by value of variable of the preceding year and multiply it by 100, because why? We are finding the percentage change, so we have to multiply it by 100. So what we did, we just divided by the previous number, right? Let's see the solution. See the question over there. 21.20 divided by 22, the previous year. 22 will be divided by 21.20, the previous one. 23 divided by 22. 24.7 divided by 23. 26 divided by? Why? Because we have to make a chain. In chain base method, what do? We take the previous year as the base year, and that is why it is called chain base method. Here a chain is formed. Okay, is it clear to everyone? 2 methods we learn for finding the base year. Which are the 2 methods? It is fixed base method and chain base method. In chain base method, we made a chain, and this is what happens. The previous year is taken as the base year. So this is clear to everyone? Yes. Very good. So moving further, now we are going to learn about the conversion. Conversion of, it can be fixed base to chain base, or it can be chain base to fixed base. Whatever is given in the question, you can just find that. But simple one, first we will learn conversion of fixed base to chain base. Recently we learned about the chain base, right? What we made? We made a chain. Is it clear? Now here we have to convert fixed base into chain base, means data is of? We are having data of what? fixed base, and this data has to be converted into chain base. Now you are having fixed base data, right? And you have to convert into chain base. माने आपको आंसर किसका चाहिए? Chain base, right? So we have to find chain base method, and the formula will be fixed of the current year divided by fixed of the preceding, not previous. It is preceding, माने उसके ऊपर वाला. So it is preceding. So fixed base of the current divided by fixed of the preceding into 100. Is it clear to everyone? It is very simple. We just have to make a chain. When it is there a concern of converting fixed to chain, we have to make a chain. Simple. Is it clear? Mani, the year above it will be the base year. Is it clear? Means, can anyone tell me what will be the base for 132? 120 for 96?
122.
For 144?
96.
Yes, very good. The preceding year will be the base year. Is it clear to everyone? This was very simple because when we have to convert fixed into chain, we have to make a chain. So it is very simple. Is it clear? But the concern is when we have to change chain into fix. Now the concern is when we have to change chain base method into fixed base method. Money, the chain is already made. The chain is already made, but you have to break this chain and you have to convert it into fixed base method. Now the data that you have is of chain based method. Money, you have to find fixed base. Money, when you have to find fixed base, the question will be fixed base. The formula will be fixed base method. Is fixed base is equals to chain base of the current year into fixed base of the preceding year divided by 100. Means you are having the data and the data of chain base of the current year into fixed base. Means the answer you got previously, that has to be multiplied and then you have to divide it by 100. We'll see one example. You'll maybe able to make it clear, Bo. Let's see one example. Okay. You have to convert this, and in this conversion, you have to convert chain into, we have to convert chain into fix. Okay, so what is the formula? Current year, chain base of current year, chain base of current year. You are having this, all this data is of chain base, right? This data is of chain base and you are converting into fixed base. Chain of the current year chain is what? 115.28 into fixed of the previous. Fixed of the previous means this one. Okay, from here you have to go to here. Okay, again, so next answer would be what? 115 into what? Right? Okay, so fix of the, what you have to do, we have to take the chain of the current into fix of the previous divided by 100. Two conversion we learned. We learned conversion fix into chain and chain into fix. Is it clear to everyone? The example is quite clear? Okay. Moving further. Now, very interesting. We have some statisticians who have given the definition and how to find index number. We have statisticians named Laspers, we have Pastures, and we have Fishers. We have Laspers, Pastures, and Fishers. There are three statisticians who have given us the formulas for finding the index number. Now, Laspers will be denoted by IL. L is for Laspers. Pastures will be denoted by IP. It's Pastures. And Fishers will be denoted by IF. That is Fishers index number. Now, the formula for Laspers index number, whenever we think of any item, it may be rice, wheat, whatever, don't we think how much quantity to purchase? Yes. Along with the price, quantity is also important, right? So the formula of Laspers, Pastures, Fishers will include both price also and quantity also. Price and quantity, it might be of base year and the current year. Both the things will be of base and the current year. Now can you see this formula? This is the final formula of last year's, which means this is summation. The I kind of a thing is summation. Summation P1 Q0 by summation P0 Q0 into 100. When we see this formula, it looks complicated, right? But the very easy way to remember this formula is, can you see there is 1, then 0, then 0, then 0, right? You just have to remember that you have to make 1000, because with price quantity will be there. EP you have to write. Okay, so what you will do is, a very easy trick to remember this formula is, you have to make 1000. So here it is 1000. This is what? Last year's. Now moving towards past years. How to remember the formula of past years? To remember the formula of past years, this is the final formula of past years. If here it is 1000, what is here? It is 1101. 1101. 1101. Very easy trick. The first one is 1000 and the other one is 1101. Okay, so here again EP you can write, and then what you can do is you can make 1101. So this will become 1101 and that will be 1000. So easily you can remember the formula of last year's also and past year's also. This is a sum which is sure for 5 marks in your final examination. Sure 5 marks. So you have to make it clear how to find last year's and how to find past year's. Okay, so this is the formula of last year's and past year's. We are remaining with the formula of Fisher's. So once you are done with last year's and past year's, you just have to do under root and take IL into IP. So what is the formula of Fisher's? Under root of IL into IP. Very simple. Will you be able to remember these formulas? How many subdivisions we have? 3. Who all? Last year's, past year's and Fisher's. The formula for last year's will be summation P1 Q0 divided by P0 Q0 into 100. What will be the formula for past year's? Yes, it will be summation P1 Q1 divided by summation P0 Q1 into 100. And once you are done with the last year's and past year's, you just have to take the under root and you will be able to find this Fisher's index number. So I hope you are clear with it, the formula for the last year's, past year's and Fisher's. So are you ready with the example? We'll do one example to make it clear. Yes. Again, a very important example. This itself has been asked for twice or thrice in the final examination. So this is again very important. Okay. Now, you have to find, in this question, you have to find last year's, past year's and Fisher's index number for the year 2016 from the data so and so, taking 2015 as the base year. Now, you are given different items. We have A, B, C. Here the name is not given. Usually we have wheat, rice, whatever it is. Here it is mentioned A, B, C, D. So we have 6 items. What we will do is, to solve this question, you have to remember 2 things. The first thing you have to remember is, first you have to see this unit column. And this unit column should be per unit. It should be single unit. Is it clear? And the another thing you have to see is, once you are clear that it is single unit, you have to check the whole row. Is it the same unit that you have written? Okay. So 2 things we will remember is these 2 things. Starting with the first one, unit item A. Item A, it is written 20 kg. Is it single unit?
No.
No, it is how many kg? 20 kg. But what did I say? I want it as single kg, right? Means this kg, this 20 kg has to be removed, and I want here what?
kg.
Only kg. I want here only kg. Means if I am changing this 20, so I have to change something in this whole row.
Yes.
Yes? Yes. What I have to change, we will see. Now, see the price. Price rupees 300. This rupees 300 is price of how much kg?
20.
20 kg. This is price and this is quantity. This is 300 rupees. It is the price of 20 kg. But what did I say? I want price of 1 kg. I want price of 1 kg. What is the price of 1 kg? So what will I do? I will divide 300 by 20. Just see it. We have to just do the cross multiplication. Okay, we have 300. So we have to divide this 300 by what? 20. So this 300 will be divided by 20. Now this 20 kg turned into 1 kg. First this 300 rupees was price of 20 kg. We converted into 1 kg divided by 20. Then 440. 440 is the price of how much kg? 20 kg. Now again we have to convert this. We have to make it as 1 kg. To make this as 1 kg, we have to divide it by? Very good. So smart. We have to divide it by 20. So this also became single kg. Now 5 kg. It is already in kg. Do we need to convert it?
No.
No. So smart. We have to do. We don't have to convert this, and we don't have to convert this. We are done with item A. Okay, item A is done. We are done with item A because whole conversion is done. First thing we have to see is the unit column. Unit column should be single unit. And the next thing we have to see is row. We have to check the whole row. The whole row should be in the same unit. Is that clear? Moving towards the next one. Quintal. It is single unit. You are very happy seeing this. It is single unit. But what do we need to see? We have to check the whole row. Let's see. Quintal, 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 kilogram. Means you need a conversion. Now, can anyone tell me how much 1 quintal is equals to kg? 1 quintal is equals to 100 kg. Means this is how much? This is 100 kg. But do I need 100 kg? No. How much do I need? 1 kg. If I need 1 kg, that means there is a need for conversion in the whole row? Yes. This 500 is price of how much kg? 100 kg. But we want price of 1 kg. That is why we have to divide it by? 100. Very good. 700 will be divided by? 100. Very good. 10 kg. It is already in kg. Do we need to convert it?
No.
No, there is no need of conversion. 15 kg. It's already in kg. Do we need to convert it? No. We are done with item B also. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes.
Yes, very good. Now, moving towards item C. Item C again, kilogram, 1 kilogram. So happy to see it's only 1 kilogram, right? But the next step, check the whole row. Now we are going to check the whole row. Here it is kg. Very good. 60 will be what? Kg only, right? It's price of 1 kg. 75 per kg. This is grams. 1200 grams. 2000 grams. Now you have to convert this into kg. So how to convert 1200 grams into kg? Do you know 1 kg is equals to how much grams? 1000 grams. Means you have to divide it by this by
1000.
Is it clear? Because this was of gram and we have to convert it by kg. Now the whole row has become what? Kg. What do we write over here? We write kg only. Over here we'll write kg only. Okay. Coming towards the next item, item D. It is meter. Single unit. Very happy? We'll check the whole row. Yes. So confident. Yes. Meter. 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 Here it is also meter. There is no need to change. Do we need to change? No, there is no need to change. The whole row is in meter only, right? There is no need to change. This is done already, right? Moving towards item E, we have liter. Okay, liter. So single unit, very happy. Check the row. Liter, okay fine, 32, it is liter only, 36, liter, liter, liter. If it is everything is liter, we don't have to change anything. When do we change? When the unit is different, but the whole row is in the same unit, right? So there is no need to change. Item E is also done. Now, very important section, item F. Most of the students do mistake in this only. Item F, we'll check. It is dozen over here. Everyone are very happy. Single unit, chalo, very good. But when we see over here, it is 30, the price of 1 dozen. 36 price of 1 dozen. Then we have 8 pieces. Here it is dozen and here it is pieces. 1 dozen is equals to how many pieces?
12.
So smart. It is 12 pieces, right? If here it is dozen and if it is here it is pieces, do we need to convert it? Yes, of course, we have to convert this, right? So we have to convert these pieces, or we have to convert this price, because price is 30 and this 30 is for 12 pieces and we want price of 1 piece. So we have to divide this by 12. 36 will be divided by 12. So both this have converted into pieces and this is already in pieces. Do we need to convert? No. Now the main question is, do we write dozen over here? Yes or no?
No.
No, we will not write dozen. Then what we will write?
Pieces.
So smart. Here we will write pieces because we have converted the whole row into pieces. Now the whole row has become pieces. So no need to write dozen. We will write pieces only. Okay. Let's see the solution. Are you all right? We'll check it out. Yes, the first one was 20 kg. We converted it into single kg. So it is written kg over here. The next one was quintal and we changed into kg. So kg is written over here. The next one was, it was kg only, but the unit was in this thing. Quantity was in grams and we converted it into kg. So we have converted the whole row in kg. Then there was no need to change meter and liter. We did not change only. The last one we changed, it was dozen and we changed it into pieces and we wrote over here pieces. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes.
Then once we are done with P0, Q0, P1, Q1, the next step will be applying the formula. Okay. For applying the formula, first formula we have Laspier's. Laspier's formula is P1 Q0 by P0 Q0 into 100, right? So which column you have to make, that you have to learn. First we want P1 Q0. So make P1 Q0 over there. Then we have P0 Q0. Make P0 Q0 over here. Next we have P1 Q1. Make P1 Q1 and lastly P0 Q1. And once we are done with Laspier's and Partier's, Fisher's is very easy. We have to just take the under root of Laspier's and Partier's and we will get the answer. One very important note I would like to tell you. Just check the answer of Laspier's, Partier's and Fisher's. Can you see they are almost the same? It is 115.92, it is 115.68, 115.80. There is a very minor difference of any points only. So the answer that you will get will be almost the same. Whenever you want to check your answer, what you can do is, you can check if the answers are almost the same, then your procedure will be almost right. You will get 0.5 marks for this formula. This table secures 2 marks. For if your whole table is right, you will secure 2 marks. 0.5 for this formula, and if you have written all the final answers right, then only you will get the whole 5 marks.